That was something that I really wanted to have be prominent in Bianca, was that, I remember when I would go to high school, like, there was like the weird girl who wore high-waisted pants and listened to jazz and stuff, and everybody was always like, what an idiot, and then you see her now and she's like a fashion designer and it's this and it's that. It's like so often the people that have, sort of interesting voices or whatever. And that was, I wanted her to, it's not like she's like a doofus, she's like a cool, interesting, normal person. And I think that the ways that high school is such a tiny, weird, limited little bubble of confusing rules that you're supposed to, get by on, that I feel like I wanted to really have it be, illuminating for people that are stuck inside that bubble. I think really it's about a girl who, sort of becomes aware of this weird structure or this weird viewpoint that these kids have in school, and kind of, it's not about her changing herself or wanting to anything like that. It's more about, how do I bend these rules? How do I, conform to this weird thing that you guys are doing? Like, I'll do it. I'll play the game. What clothes should I wear? What are the cool kids listening to? What are you guys doing? It's more sort of about her trying to understand what that sphere is. And I think sort of once you let it have power over you, it can be really painful or offensive. And then I think it's really ultimately about her realizing that it doesn't have any power over you, and that you are bigger than everything else, and that's what matters. And I think that's kind of what the story is about to me. What we really wanted to go for was a real mix of, being funny, but also being, having some real depth and heart to it. And yeah, Ari's really funny, man. I mean, we joke around a lot on set, and I think one cool thing is that we're really like in tune with like collaborating and coming up with jokes, and we play a lot, and we'll like try a million different things on set, and we'll think of different jokes on the spot, and we'll add a bunch of stuff. It's really cool to be able to have somebody that you trust enough that you can just improv and have fun and try different things, and trust their viewpoint and all of that. So it's been really cool to hang out with him. Robbie Amell, who plays Wes, I just love him so much. I cannot say enough good things about him. He's like a genius. Like, there will be times where I'll just be like, oh, like, I can't quite think of a joke here. I want to have something that's this, or what is it? And just, he's immediately like, what about this? And I'm just like, Jesus, you are a genius. Like, he's so smart. He's so funny. And, he's very kind. Bianca's coming from this place of just, unabashed love and honesty and openness, and she doesn't know, and then she kind of gets scorned, but, ultimately Madison is just so fear-based that she, as most bullies are, that, she just has to tear everyone down in order to still feel okay about herself, instead of just being her best self and knowing that that's enough. So I think it's pretty cool, and I think she brought a lot of humanity to it. She's so down to earth and open and ready to try things, and funny and nice and natural. And I mean, she's just an amazing actress. So I think we're really lucky to have her too, because I think she's really going to bring some like realness and groundedness, and she just feels like a real person. And I think that's really, what we're trying to cultivate with this, is that these people are real and it feels natural. I think this story is just a small piece illuminating a big issue, which is that there's such a tendency to compare, and not even physically, just everything. Like, we all do it, and it's unavoidable. But if we can get a perspective on the fact that we're doing it, and that we're doing it to ourselves, and we're creating this whole thing, like, we create all the limitations that hold us back. And I feel like just getting a moment and, having it be wrapped up in a fun, silly movie with, good jokes and cool people and all that is a great way to do it. But I think, it's a bigger thing. And I think there's a message there of that everyone can relate to, because everyone does it to ourselves. So even if you walk out of the theater and for 5 minutes feel a little bit less trapped by, your perceptions of yourself, that's a success.